Have you ever noticed the quiet ones? The ones who observe instead of speak, who listen more than they talk? There's something mysterious about them, something powerful. You see, silence isn't weakness. It's not shyness or indifference. It's the language of brilliance. Today, I'm going to reveal why the most brilliant people are often the most silent, and how their silence speaks louder than words. This isn't just about understanding others, it's about understanding yourself. So, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never see silence the same way again. Silence is often misunderstood. People think it's a sign of weakness or fear, but in reality, silence is strength. Think about this. A river may be loud as it rushes over rocks, but the ocean, vast, deep and powerful, is silent. Silence isn't emptiness, it's depth, it's wisdom. Let me tell you about a boy named Daniel. In school, he wasn't the loudest kid. While others shouted answers, he sat quietly, listening, thinking. One day, the teacher asked a question no one could answer. Daniel raised his hand and spoke, and his words silenced the room. Why? Because his silence had power. Brilliant people don't speak to fill the air. They speak to make an impact. They know their words carry weight, so they use them wisely. And that's what makes their silence so profound. Brilliant people are silent because they are observers. They don't just see the world, they study it. They notice the patterns, the subtleties, the things most people miss. Think about a painter before they create a masterpiece. They don't start with loud strokes. They observe the world around them, the colors, the light, the shadows. They absorb it all before putting brush to canvas. The same is true for life. The quiet ones are taking everything in, processing it, understanding it. Their silence isn't passive, it's active, it's intentional, and it's where their brilliance comes from. The world is loud. Everyone is trying to be heard, to prove their worth, to shout their opinions. But in all that noise, silence stands out. Brilliant people understand that adding to the noise doesn't change anything. They know that true power lies in listening, in understanding, in waiting for the right moment to speak. Have you ever been in a heated argument and one person stays quiet? Their silence is deafening. It makes you stop and think. That's the power of silence. It cuts through the noise and forces people to pay attention. Brilliant people are silent because they value listening more than speaking. They know that every person they meet has something to teach them. There's a story about an old man named Joseph. He was the quietest person in his village, but everyone respected him. Why? Because when people spoke to him, he truly listened. He didn't just hear their words, he understood their feelings, their fears, their dreams. One day, a young boy asked him, "Why don't you talk more?" Joseph smiled and said, "Because when I listen, I learn. And when I learn, I grow." Listening is a skill, a gift, and a form of brilliance. It's in the silence that wisdom is born. Silence isn't just about the world around you, it's about the world within you. Brilliant people are silent because they value self-reflection. They take the time to sit with their thoughts, to understand their emotions, to ask themselves the hard questions. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you sat in silence and truly listened to yourself? In the silence, you find clarity. You discover who you are, what you want, and what you need to let go of. It's in those quiet moments that you find the courage to make the changes you've been avoiding. Silence takes courage. It's easy to react, to shout, to defend yourself. But brilliant people know that silence can be more powerful than words. There's a story about a man who was insulted in front of a crowd. Everyone expected him to lash out, but he stayed silent. When asked why, he said, "I don't need to prove myself to anyone. My actions speak louder than words." Silence isn't about weakness, it's about strength. It's about knowing who you are and not needing validation from others. So, how can you embrace the power of silence in your own life? Here are 3 steps. Number 1. Practice listening. The next time you're in a conversation, focus on truly listening instead of thinking about what you'll say next. Number 2. Create quiet moments. Set aside time each day to sit in silence, reflect, and connect with yourself. Number 3. Choose your words wisely. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this necessary? Will it add value? By embracing silence, you'll not only grow as a person, but also inspire those around you. Silence isn't emptiness, it's depth, it's power, it's brilliance. So the next time you meet someone who's quiet, don't underestimate them. And the next time you feel the urge to fill the silence, remember this. In a world full of noise, silence is a superpower. If this message resonated with you, if it made you think differently about the power of silence, then take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Join a community of thinkers, dreamers, and quiet revolutionaries. Together, let's embrace the brilliance of silence. Remember, in the silence, you'll find your strength.